This is Midnight Frequency, a late-night signal for wandering minds.
Tonight on Midnight Frequency, we dive into one of the most impossible stories ever told. A mysterious woman filmed underwater in 1981, and the exact same face appearing in 2025, unchanged. Who is she? Why hasn't she aged? And could this be proof that mermaids are real? Welcome to Midnight Frequency.
Today, we are really getting into something strange. We have got a stack of sources here that present what feels like an absolute impossibility.
It really is.
We're talking about a single human face that, according to a digital analysis, has not aged a single day in 44 years. Our journey today is going to take us from, deep sea mythology off the coast of Cyprus all the way to a quiet, sunlit cafe on the Amalfi Coast in Italy.
And our mission here is to synthesize this material. It really all hinges on this one claim of forensic perfection. We're looking at sources about archival footage from 1981,
Right.
modern photos from 2025, and the thing that connects them, a face recognition analysis declaring a 100% identity match.
That's a 100% match. We'll definitely get back to that number. Okay, let's unpack this. The transition itself is maybe the biggest part of the mystery.
Right.
You have this figure that looks completely otherworldly,
Yeah.
documented deep in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
And then, bam, 44 years later, the sources claim that exact same person is living a totally normal life. Not a wrinkle, not a sign of wear. We really need to dig into the proof points the sources are using here.
We do.
So let's start at the beginning with the origin story. The archival footage from 1981. This wasn't just some, tourist's home video.
Not at all. The sources are very, very specific about this. This film was captured during a professional documentary expedition. They were operating deep in the Mediterranean near the coast of Cyprus.
Okay, and Cyprus is key. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Placing the sighting in the Mediterranean, that's geographically potent. It immediately connects it to thousands of years of seafaring myths and legends. But what's maybe even more crucial to the story they're building is the context of the footage itself.
How so?
It wasn't released right away, far from it. The clip was supposedly recovered from a long-term hidden archive. It was only just recently restored and published.
Wow. Okay, so that raises an immediate question for you, our listener. If this footage was so explosive, if it really captured something this big, who sat on it for 40 years?
And why release it now in 2025?
Exactly. The sources, they hint that it was some kind of intelligence or governmental archive.
Which implies a cover-up, right? A decades-long cover-up that only recently, for some reason, unraveled.
Right.
And that's a clever narrative tool. The whole hidden archive idea is used to sort of preemptively counter any claims that this is just a modern deepfake or some kind of digital fabrication.
They're saying, no, this is authentic 1981 film.
That's the claim. And what it shows is it's dramatic. It's a figure, a person observing the documentary divers from behind some submerged rocks. It's not some distant blurry blob.
The clarity is everything here. If you look at the side-by-side images the sources provide, the 1981 figure is, well, it's incredibly detailed. Can you describe the visual for us? Because it really sets the stage.
What's fascinating here is just the sheer level of detail they supposedly captured, especially, under those underwater conditions. The figure has long, wavy brown hair, fair skin, and very distinct blue eyes. But crucially, the sources emphasize her attire. It's very suggestive of maritime royalty. They describe it as a green, scale-like bikini top.
And a crown.
And a very visible golden crown, with a large green gem right in the center.
That crown is it's an immediate, unforgettable detail.
Yeah.
And she's positioned against this classic rocky underwater backdrop, coral, seaweed, all of it.
And her expression, the sources make a point of this. It isn't panic or surprise, it's described as serious and focused, like she's actively studying the human intruders.
So even back then, the 1981 sighting was already suggesting something otherworldly, right? An intelligent deep-sea presence.
It was a mythological creature captured on film. That's the implication. But the whole reason we're even talking about it now is because of the 2025 link. The sources are basically screaming, we found her again.
And she hasn't aged a day.
No.
So how do we bridge that gap, that impossible 44-year gap, moving from a deep-sea mystery to a, perfectly ordinary cafe table?
Well, now we shift gears completely. We leave the waters off Cyprus and we land in a quiet, quiet little Italian seaside town on the Amalfi Coast in the year 2025.
And the story is that she was just living there.
Living quietly, blending in. But then someone, maybe a sharp-eyed local, maybe an investigative journalist, saw the newly released 1981 footage and made the connection.
Wow.
The sources claim they then took a contemporary photograph, and that's what led to the big discovery. The exact same face, same features, those same blue eyes, zero observable signs of aging after almost half a century.
And if you look at the visual comparison, it's jarring. The 2025 photo shows her in the most mundane human setting you can imagine.
Totally normal.
She's sitting outside holding a coffee cup, wearing a simple white blouse. She looks like anyone. But that face, when you put it next to the crowned figure from 1981, that's where the claim lies.
And that brings us to the critical proof point, the forensic analysis. The digital collage they provide puts the two images side by side.
The crowned figure and the cafe patron.
And right across the middle, there's this bold red banner with white text that just declares, identity match 100.
100%. The implication of that, a 100% match across 44 years. It's staggering. And here's where it gets really interesting, because we have to analyze the claim itself.
We do.
A 100% match in forensic facial recognition is, it's virtually impossible under any normal circumstances, let alone this one.
Oh, absolutely. Think about your own driver's license photo from just 10 years ago. Comparing even those two images, taken under controlled lighting, would almost never give you a 100% match.
Right. People change.
People change. Facial structures subtly shift with diet, with gravity, bone density. But here, the sources are claiming a perfect match between images captured under radically different conditions.
That's a great point. One is from a 1981 low-res video shot through seawater with all the distortion and weird light refraction that implies.
And the other is a modern, high-resolution digital photo taken in broad daylight.
So even the most advanced AI systems today, the ones that use all the key nodal points and biometric identifiers, they struggle to hit 95%, maybe 98% certainty on images taken years apart.
Even with identical twins.
Right. So to claim 100%, it suggests one of two things. Either we're dealing with something biologically impossible, or the image processing itself was, manipulated to force that outcome.
And that is the intellectual trap the sources are setting for you. By just stating 100%, they eliminate the possibility of it being a coincidence, of it being a doppelganger.
That force you to accept an impossible premise.
Exactly. They are effectively saying you cannot argue with the match, so you must now explain the biological impossibility of zero aging. It completely shifts the focus from the photo's validity to the reality of immortality.
Which is an intentional stretch designed to mandate an extraordinary explanation. And that leads us right into section 3, the speculative conclusions. The authors of this material, they know they've presented something that defies biology, so they immediately pivot to 3 potential theories to explain it.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, these theories really represent the 3 main ways humans try to categorize the unknown.
How so?
You've got myth, you've got forgotten history, and you have secret science. All 3 are just attempts to rationalize that unchanging face over 4 decades.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics. Theory 1 is the most direct, the most mythological one. Immortal mermaids.
Right. This one assumes the 1981 figure was exactly what she looked like, a genuine mythological creature. And if you accept that,
then the 2025 sighting just means they're immortal.
Or at least have extreme longevity that makes our concept of aging irrelevant. The Crown supports that. It suggests an established, long-lived species with its own social structure.
So in that scenario, she wouldn't be hiding in 2025. She'd just be, on vacation from the sea?
Yeah.
Viewing 44 years as a blink of an eye?
Precisely. Unconcerned with our short little lifespans. Now, theory 2, that one tries to ground it more in history than in pure myth. It's called Atlantean bloodlines.
Okay.
This theory is very specific. It links her to a lost high-tech civilization.
Right, like Atlantis.
Yeah.
So it's not a naturally evolved mermaid, but a descendant of survivors from some advanced deep-sea civilization. It's moving from myth to ancient genetics.
Yes. The sources even elaborate on a possible mechanism. They suggest these descendants might have unique cellular regeneration abilities, maybe tied to prolonged exposure to deep-sea pressures.
So the water itself is the catalyst that grants them this biological stasis.
That's the idea. It allows them to effectively stop aging once they hit maturity, so when they come to the surface, they just maintain that state. It's an attempt to wrap myth in a cloak of historical science.
And then there's Theory 3, which takes a much darker turn. It moves away from myth and history entirely. Deep-sea experiment.
This is the conspiracy explanation, the scientific or governmental one. It posits that we are not looking at a natural phenomenon at all.
But a modern, unsettling technological intervention.
Exactly. A manufactured anomaly. The theory suggests she's the result of advanced research, human or otherwise created through some kind of deep-sea biotechnology. A hidden military or scientific program that actually achieved age reversal.
So she's either an escape test subject, or she was deliberately deployed to observe coastal life.
And that completely changes the conversation, doesn't it? It goes from, are mermaids real, to how far along is black budget research into biological warfare or extreme longevity?
It implies the 1981 footage wasn't a sighting, but documentation of a classified asset in the field.
It's compelling. What's compelling for you, the listener, is how these three totally divergent theories, the mythical immortal, the historical descendant, and the manufactured subject, all serve to explain the exact same data point.
The unchanging face.
The unchanging face, allegedly confirmed by that 100% match. The evidence forces you to choose not just which theory is correct, but which form of the impossible you're willing to believe.
So what does this all mean? We finished our deep dive. We followed this bizarre trail from hidden archive footage of a crownfish in Cyprus in 1981, all the way to a woman having coffee on the Amalfi Coast in 2025. You now have the key facts. The detail of the documentation, the modern sighting, that staggering and, frankly, forensically impossible 100% face recognition claim, and the competing theories of her origin.
And the strength of all this source material, it really lies in that juxtaposition, doesn't it? The mythological crown versus the mundane coffee cup. The sources promise you restored footage and a perfect analysis to back this up.
Which leads to a final question.
Final question for you to mull over. If we accept that a 100% identity match between these two images, 44 years apart, is scientifically untenable, then the people who made this collage, they have a clear intention. So what holds more significance in the narrative they're building? Is it the image of the golden crown from 1981, validating a mythological past? Or is it the impossible claim of zero aging in 2025, validating a technological breakthrough? It forces us to ask whether we are witnessing forgotten history resurfacing, or just the very sophisticated, calculated manufacturing of a brand new myth.
This concludes tonight's transmission. Until the next frequency.